everybody. Not sure how my connection is working on today, and who is not upset about it, and who's not discouraged, and who's not frustrated is your girl Val B. I am Val B. I'm your purpose pusher, your fellow dream chaser, the absolute best goal friend. That's GOAL friend you will find anywhere. Also in this season, it has been declared that I am a midwife. I help people birth purpose. I do not own the rights to any music played. And right now, what you hear in the background, if I don't quit messing it up, is Ty Tribb's Work It Out. Hey, we're getting jiggy with it today. My numbers are kind of low and it's all good. You know, I'm not moved by the numbers. I'm moved by the effectiveness of what I say. So again, it's another Saturday with your girl Val B, your purpose pusher, fellow dream chaser, the absolute best goal friend, GOAL friend. In this season, I'm a midwife. I help people to birth purpose. So I need you all to just let me know real quick how the connection is. How's the connection on your end? Okay, how's the connection on your end? Better yet, let me try to do a quick. And I hate wasting time. Okay, I'm seeing a few hearts, so I'm guessing it's okay. Y'all not really saying nothing, and it's all good. You know, some days we get in, and that's kind of what my life is about, like, not being afraid of a plan B. Okay, Candy, you said it's good. Thank you so much for your response. And my topic on today is not being afraid of a plan B. Sometimes y'all associate plan B with something negative, but I'm trying to tell you in this season, we got to stop being afraid of a plan B, and I'll tell you simply why. A lot of times when you think of plan B, okay, y'all know I just go for, I go for broke. I go in, I don't try to sugarcoat it. You think about the, the plan B pill. And it's like a backup plan. But why are we afraid of the backup plan? Like, let me ask you this. Why are we afraid of the backup plan in this season? And that's what I need you to understand. That some people are looking at the fact that it's August. They look at the fact that they have not accomplished a lot of the goals that they want to accomplish or that they need to accomplish. And therefore, there's a sense of frustration that comes along with it. But I just wanted to briefly hop on to encourage you wherever you are to be true to your, be true to your course, be true to your journey, be true to your truth, and work it to the best of your ability. It's so easy to look on social media and be distracted by what other people are doing, what other people are accomplishing, that they've made strides. And yes, there are times that we should have put more effort in. Yes, there are times when we didn't, burn the midnight oil. Yes, there are times when we didn't plan and we didn't prepare properly, so we got crappy results. But there's something, I have a niece, well, I consider her my niece, Jasmine McCray, that she posted something, and she was talking about a goal that she set. So these were my pointers to her on that goal, and I'm going to give those same pointers to you on today. Number one, pace yourself. And whatever you're setting out to do, whatever you're aspiring to do, whatever is on your list of things to do, I need for you to pace yourself. Sometimes we get the idea and we just run with it. We ain't playing nothing now. We ain't thought it all the way through. We ain't, had no anticipated misconceptions where things could go wrong. We just jumped in and went for it. And then when things don't go as we thought in our mind, like even though we didn't plan it out now, we didn't have a plan for it at all. We just said we was going to do it. I'm just going to have a yard sale. I didn't pull nothing. I didn't go through the stuff. I just said, put up flyers. I'm going to have a yard sale. And then Saturday morning at 8 o'clock comes and nothing is together. So yes, there are times when we have not planned things out. There are times when you've got to pace yourself in life. Pace yourself with your goals. Hear me and hear me good. Because there are some people that you're getting frustrated. You're getting frustrated about what you see on Facebook and what you see on social media. Yes, you're happy for other people. Yes, you're happy that, they met their goals and they're striving and they're doing all this and other. But it can make you feel some type of way when you're not following through the way that you felt like you could have or you should have. So again, my thing to you, number one, is pace yourself. Number two, set realistic goals. Y'all, in this season, I know we aiming for the stars. I'm not trying to tell you to downgrade or move down on what you, but I want us to set realistic goals. If I know that, and that's a miracle comes, I'm not going to be a millionaire by the end of this year. That's just not a realistic goal for me to say, by the end of this year, y'all, I'm going to be a millionaire. No, we've got to set realistic goals. Set things that are in your reach. You don't want it right in your reach where it's right here. You might have to stretch for it, but set goals that are attainable. Yes, set goals that challenge you, set goals that push you, but make sure they're realistic goals. So what did I say? Number one is pace yourself. Number two is set realistic goals. Number three is give yourself grace. Grant yourself grace. Grant yourself grace for the days when you fell short. Grant yourself grace for the days you missed the mark. Grant yourself grace for the days that life whooped your tail and you just needed to take a me moment. You just needed to pause for a minute and breathe. You just needed to stop for a minute and reevaluate things and reprioritize things. Grant yourself grace. We'll give everybody else grace. Somebody bump into you. Oh, excuse me. What we say? Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about it. But we've got to grant ourselves grace. You know, when you think about the perfect one, the only perfect one we know is Jesus, right? So we have to give ourselves room for mistakes. We have to give ourselves room for bumps in the road. We got to give ourselves room for unexpected situations. We got to give ourselves room for being thrown off course. No, I'm not giving you a pass to stop. No, I'm not giving us a pass not to get it done. But what I am saying is sometimes we can be our worst critic. We can be the worst judge and jury on ourselves. We need to grant ourselves grace. And then the fourth note that I have the fourth note that I have for myself is leave room to adjust. Leave room to adjust. And that's where the whole plan B comes in. Sometimes when we write it out, it looks good the first go round. It looks good on paper, but when we actually act it out in our life, when we actually put it to the, the grit to the grind, it don't work that way. So we have to not be so set in a box where we don't allow ourselves time to adjust and to make adjustments for the things that happen in life. Some people have lost their jobs. Some people have lost loved ones. Some people have lost their tenacity. Some people have lost their drive. Some people, we've got to rediscover our passion sometimes. We've got to rediscover what pushes us, what makes us go, what makes us, move beyond. What is our, and I talked about that before, what is your North Star? What's going to drive you even when it's dark, when it's gloomy, when the situation seems hopeless, when it seems desolate, when you're in a desperate situation? What is your North Star to make you keep going? And that should allow you the grace and the mercy to give yourself time to operate in the plan B if needed. So what I'm saying is, again, pace yourself, set realistic goals, grant yourself grace, and leave room for adjustment. I have a lot of people on here that you have goals. You have things that you're set out to do. You have things that you want to do. You have things that you're aspiring to do. You want to be the first in your family, to break the cycle of poverty. You want to be the first in your family to graduate. You want to be the first in your family to buy a nice house. Yes, these are all goals, but pace yourself and set realistic goals and give yourself time to accomplish the things that you want in life. We cannot be afraid of the plan B. When things don't work out the way that we thought they were going to work out, we cannot be afraid to get up and try again. We can't be afraid to say, I made a mistake. I should have done it this way. I should have listened, or I shouldn't have listened. We can't be afraid. It's all about trial and error. And what I don't want you to be is discouraged. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I don't want you to be despondent. I don't want you to be dismayed just because your plan A, just because the first plan did not work. Do not be afraid of the plan B. That's all I'm trying to tell you today. Don't be afraid of the backup plan. You need a backup plan in your back pocket just in case. This morning I had to do a live video on a conference, and as soon as it was my time to speak, the internet went out. But we cannot allow minor setbacks to frustrate us to the point where I just want to close on my laptop and walk off. No, we can't do that. We cannot allow the bumps in the road, the bumps and the bruises of life, the things that we didn't know were going to happen, the things that we didn't foresee, the things, we cannot allow that to make us pack up our bags and leave. Then we cannot allow that to make us to pack up all our toys and leave the playground. No, I'm here to stay and I'm here to play. So we've got to learn how to make adjustments. Grant yourself grace. Give yourself the space to make mistakes. Give yourself the space and the opportunity to get it wrong sometimes. Give yourself the grace, but also push yourself beyond what some would say is a failure. Consider it a lesson and move forward in life. That's all I'm trying to tell you today. I don't know what space you're in. I don't know what mental space you're in. I don't know where your heart is right now, but for some reason, because I wasn't going to do a live today because I had to do the conference. But something just kept tugging on me to come on and talk about the plan B and allowing yourself space and grace to grow, space and grace to make mistakes and to learn from them. Space, I'm telling you, sometimes it could be just right in your face. You shouldn't have did it, and you did it. I'm not going to say you, I'm going to say we. And we did it. And now we're looking at the detriment of a decision that we made. So now we're at a fork in the road. Are you going to stay there and stay stuck in that misery? Are you going to stay there and stay stuck in that mistake? Are you going to stay there and stay stuck in that bad decision? Or are you going to say, you know what? I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to move forward and I'm going to excel in life. We have got to get to a place and a point where we are not afraid to say, I made a mistake. We cannot, we've got to say, you know what? I did it wrong. I should have, you've got to be in that space. Hi, Drew. We've got to be in that space. And so grant yourself that grace. The same grace that God will give you, you got to give it to yourself and allow yourself time and opportunity to grow. And that's all I wanted to share with you on today. Like, that's really it. This was a very, very short live. I just, like I said, for whatever reason in my heart, I just felt to push you all beyond. Hey, Kiki. Hey, sis. I just want to push you all beyond where you are, because it's so easy to get in that, like a swing goes. It's so easy to get stuck right in that dip. And you don't have anybody behind you. You need somebody to push you when you on the swing. Otherwise, you're doing double work. And that's all I'm doing today. I'm giving you a push and just reminding you to keep moving forward. Yes, it did not go as planned. Yes, it did not work out. Yes, you were supposed to have this done by August and it's nowhere near done. Yes, you don't know what you're going to do next, but you do know that you're going to get up and you do know that you're going to move forward. And you do know that you're graced and you're equipped with everything that you need to be successful in this season. You do know that. So you take the pieces of what you have. You take the pieces of what you know about yourself, what you know about your destiny, what you know about your purpose, what you know about what's inside of you, what you know about what's in your heart, what you know about what's in your mind. You take all those moving pieces and you allow them to propel you forward. So all I'm doing is I'm in the playground with you on the swing and I'm just pushing you. I'm pushing you into that place of I can. I'm pushing you into that place of yes, you can move forward. Yes, you can recover. Yes, there's something called restoration. Yes, there's something called renewal. Yes, there's something called restructuring. Yes, there's something called a redo. Hey, don't get stuck in the first mistake. Go with the plan B. That's all I'm trying to tell you today. And I want you to be encouraged in knowing that the plan B, even if the plan B don't work, what do you do next? Go to plan C. Like I cannot allow you to get stuck. And sometimes we get in our feelings. Like we allow our feelings to dictate and our navigation. We allow our feelings to I just don't feel like it. I've talked about that before. It's not about what you feel. It's about what's in you in this season. And we cannot afford to allow what's in us to just lie dormant anymore. We've allowed, even if it's a epic fail the first go round. Hear me and hear me good. Don't get caught up in the failure. Don't get caught up in what you think was a loss. It was simply a lesson learned. All right. So that's really all that I have for you all today. Like I said, nothing, just major, nothing, but I just felt compelled and I felt led to come and just kind of share that with you all and to encourage you, in that. I asked you all to love and share. Again, the numbers are kind of off this morning, but I did come out kind of late. So, it's all good. I know a lot of people have, kind of started their day. And once 12 o'clock hit, it's like, whatever. You talking about good morning. Uncle Mike is after 12. Good afternoon. Hey. So, again, for everybody that's just logging on, let me repeat. I said, this is going to be a quick repeat. Don't be afraid of the plan B. What am I saying? Pace yourself. 1, 2, set realistic goals. 3, grant yourself grace. Grant yourself room for mistakes. Grant yourself opportunity to fall off the horse and have to get back up again. Because we learn from our mistakes. And then number 4, leave yourself room for adjustment. Leave yourself room in the space and the opportunity to adjust. And sometimes you have to rebrand yourself. Sometimes you have to reintroduce yourself. You have to reintroduce yourself to the world. You have to reintroduce yourself to your circle. Sometimes you got to reintroduce yourself to yourself. Self, I'm not going to be stuck in this stagnant place. Self, I'm not going to be stuck in what the former was. And sometimes, he said, sometimes we were in such a height in our plan A. We were in such a height in our, in our former that we feel like we can never get back to that place. We can never, we can never get back to that place on the mountaintop. We can never reach that peak again. The devil is a liar. In this season, if you had a grand former, expect your latter to be greater than your former. So if God did it in the former years, if he did it before, if your ministry was thriving before, if your marriage or relationship was thriving before, if your children was thriving before, if your bank account was thriving before, don't you know that we serve the same God that's able to do an abundance and to do 10 times as much as he did before? Your latter shall be greater in this season. Your latter shall be greater than the former. And that's just what I want to encourage you in. Don't get stuck on the fact that you had to take a plan B. Be glad that you had a plan B, because you learned some things along plan A that's now going to prepare you in the season of plan B. I learned some things the first go round. Now I know what to do and what not to do. Now I know when to talk and when to be quiet. Now I know when to entreat people and when to kind of push them back out the circle. You learn some things in the first go round that's going to perfect what you're doing. So the plan B season is really a blessing. The plan B season is really an opportunity and a time for God to reign and a time for God to show you that he can reestablish anything he wants to whenever he gets ready to, because he's sovereign. And because we serve a sovereign God, we're going to stand on his word. What did the old saints teach us? Give God back his word. If you're going to give him something, give him back his word. And we just going to stand on the promises that his word says our latter will be greater than the former. So everybody that's looking to aspire, and you're looking back on life, and you're looking back when, when everything was grand and glorious and it seems like your heyday is over, absolutely not. You will rise again. You will be resurrected. Dry bones will come forth. In this season, we're breathing new life into situations. We're breathing new life into our ministry. We're breathing new life into our goals. Everything that God said that we could have in this season, we're going to have it. And we're going to have it. Absolutely. I thank God for the plan B. I thank him for another opportunity. I thank him for another chance to do it and to do it better. So again, don't be afraid of the plan B. That's all I'm telling you. Plan B is not a bad word. Plan B is not a bad thing. Don't forget to love and share. Plan B is not all of that, but it's an opportunity for new life. It's an opportunity to get back on track. If you thought you were off track, and sometimes it wasn't that you were off track, sometimes it was simply that the train had to pause for a little bit. But when that locomotive starts back up and it gets back raring, in this season, folks, you're going to take people like by a storm. You're going to take them like a choo-choo train coming straight off the press, like you coming out and you coming out hard. What does it say about Superman? More powerful than a locomotive? That's how you about to come out in this season. More powerful than a locomotive. People going to look up and be like, where did you come from? I thought we buried you. I thought we had talked about you so bad that you didn't even want to show your face no more. I thought you were so wrapped up in the mistakes of your past that you were too embarrassed to even show your face. But I'm going to prove you into a liar, because this is the plan B season for some of us. And for some of us, we coming back 10 times as hard. So you thought you saw me on top last time. But if you couldn't stand to see me then, you thought I was blessed then, wait till you see me in plan B season. Baby, God is about to blow your mind. He's about to blow your mind in the season of plan B. So like I said, you thought your marriage was something to first go around at the beginning. It seems like things are falling off track. You better speak plan B into your life and let God do greater in the latter than in the former. Open up your mouth. And this is the season of I speak. Do not be afraid to open up your mouth and to affirm to God what you want and what you expect to see in this season. Sometimes we get mute. You know how when the TV is on and you just press mute and all you see is the mouth moving, but you don't hear nothing? And sometimes people are saying something, but because they don't have faith to back it up, that's almost like putting it on mute. Don't say no words and you don't mean what you say. But when you open up your mouth, know that you have the power and the authority to shift some things into your atmosphere, to call some things that are not as though they were, to put things. What did God say in the beginning in Genesis? In the first thing it talks about in Genesis 1, and let there be. It didn't say that God dug in a treasure and found the sun. It didn't say that he did that. He simply said, and let there be. And God said, and God said, and God said. So what am I going to say to you? And Angela said, and Jitterbug said, and Daphne said, and Charles said, and Rochelle said, and Mike said, and Danielle said. Put your name in that place. And when you say it, cause it to be. Say it with authority. Say it with faith backing it up. But I'm telling you, don't be afraid of the plan B. That's really all I got for you today. Again, I was not going to log on. But I did a conference earlier today. The Esther Experience was trying to log on. The internet was acting crazy. The Zoom shut down. But again, you cannot allow the frustrations to get you off course and to make you forget what your assignment is. Let's say I had got frustrated and just shut everything down. then I would have missed my assignment. I would have missed my opportunity. And that's what I don't want you to do in this season. Don't get so caught up in your mistakes and the things that didn't go right and the things that didn't go as planned that you miss your opportunity to shine again, that you miss your opportunity to reemerge, that you miss your opportunity to have your name in lights, that you miss your opportunity to be sown into. This is your season and this is your time because you were bold enough to get back up and to try again. If at first you don't succeed, get back up and try again. That's all we're doing in this season. I'm just encouraging you in the plan B, and don't allow your feelings to overtake. Determine in my feelings, and sometimes we get in our feelings. I don't want us to be lost in our feelings. Yes, you've endured some hard things. Yes, you've gone. I see my line sister Jitterbug on. She just buried her baby, wasn't even 2 months old. She had a preemie baby, and baby Jordan did not make it, but she's not getting stuck in that place. God allows us time to mourn and to deal with the things that we're dealing with, but he shows us how to deal with it and teaches us how to keep on moving. Because guess what? She got a whole husband she still got to look after. She got a whole nother daughter, Jada, that she's got to look over. So we cannot get lost in the what we lost so much that it consumes us and it takes us out of a place of where we need to be. Hear me and hear me good. So I just wanted to express that to you today. Don't get lost in the Uncle Mike is saying, I don't even know if it's gonna let me. You know what? I might have to do it from here. My uncle is texting me, y'all, and he's asking what is my Cash App, and he fusses at me about not putting it up here. And when I get on, I don't get on, for that reason. But I'm telling you, when you sow into good ground, you can't do nothing but be blessed. When you sow into good ground, and sowing is not always financial. I had a young lady to kind of say to me, she said, you know what, if I had it, I would give it. She said, but I pray for you. And you know what? And sometimes that's all somebody has to give is a prayer. Don't feel like your seed is so small, that it's not important. You give what you have. If you feel led to sow, you feel led to give, you give what you have. You give it in faith, you give it in good faith, and you keep it moving. But again, my purpose and my Cash App is Delta Girl. What is it? $DELTA GIRL. I'm trying to post it on my thing, but again, what I say, when stuff start acting funny, if somebody could tag that right there for me, Delta Girl, capital DELTA GIRL. Sometimes it's so easy to get frustrated when things don't work right, but that's all the trick of the enemy. That's all the plan of the enemy. And I'm trying to get it, y'all. I see somebody saying pin it. Y'all give me 1 second. Don't let me lose who on here. Because I'm about to go back hard in just a second. Hopefully it's going through. I don't even know if it went through. It did. And let me pin it real quick. But I don't want you to get lost in the former. I don't want you to, oh my God, it's so easy to think of what I had, what I should have done, what I should have did, what I could have done, it's so easy to get caught up. But I'm telling you, in this season, we got a few more weeks or days really left in August, September, October, November, December. Watch God do something remarkable. Watch him give you favor beyond what you thought you could have. Watch him connect you with some people. Hear me and hear me good. Watch him connect you with some people. And this morning in the Esther experience, I talked in the book of Esther. If you read this, it's only 10 chapters in Esther. That's really a short read, but it talked about how Queen Esther, how she even became queen. First of all, she replaced Queen Vashti that didn't want to be bothered. The king had called for Queen Vashti. Vashti didn't come. They fired Vashti. They called for the virgins. Esther came through. Esther was the bomb.com. So Esther became queen. Her uncle raised her. Her uncle was Mordecai. So he had his ear to, he was a, ear hustler on the street. And he realized that it was some people trying to kill the king. So what he did was Mordecai told Esther. Esther told the king. And so the king, the people that was plotting against the king, he basically killed them. But as time passed later on, one night the king could not sleep. Hear me and hear me good. This is going to be somebody's testimony. The king could not sleep. And what we do when we can't sleep, we scroll Facebook, we turn on the TV, we read our Bible, start texting people. They didn't have all that back in their day. So what the king did was he started scrolling the record of deeds and things that people had done. And he saw where Mordecai had put in the word on the two people that's trying to plot against him to kill him. And he remembered, you know what? I never did tell that man Mordecai, thank you. I never did. And he didn't even know that Mordecai was Esther's father, because they were Jewish, and they were trying to keep that, hid or whatever. He said, but I never did tell that man thank you. God is going to remind somebody of the seeds that you have sown into their lives years ago that they never said thank you. And they're going to come back with a supernatural thank you. They're going to put a super on that natural. And it's not going to be a little itty bitty thank you. It's not going to be a little baby thank you. They are going to bless you in a way that you didn't even expect. Seeds that you had sown and forgot about. And that's what the king did. He saw the record and he said, I never told Mordecai thank you. There's somebody in this season that's going to come to you with a thank you that you forgot you even blessed. You forgot you even spoken to them. You forgot you even did anything for them. You forgot that you even gave them a ride back in 1989. You forgot all about it. But God is going to re-emerge some seeds that you have sown, and now is the time to reap the harvest for some seeds you sown long ago and you forget, and the harvest is going to be great. Woo! Hear me and hear me good. And one thing that Queen Esther had when it came to the king was favor. I'm telling you, favor will get you places that money can't get you, that money can't buy, that money can't do, that man can't do. It's favor. So in this season, we are praying, and I speak favor over you. I speak favor on the seeds that you've sown. I speak favor on every project that your hand touches. I speak favor for you on your job. I speak favor for you in negotiation. I speak favor over you and your children, favor with you and your family, favor over those that are in charge, over the mortgage lender for that house you're trying to get, favor on the loan giver for that car you're trying to buy, favor for that project you're trying to do. I simply speak favor over your life in this season. This is not the season that we're asking for money, because money can be limited. But when you have favor, favor can get you things that money cannot get you. Hear me and hear me good. So we're not asking, because if you have the favor, the money comes with the favor, the promotion comes with the favor, the husband comes with the favor, the wife comes with the favor, the blessings come with the favor, the new job and the new car, it comes with the favor. Woo! I'll take favor for 500, Alex. Favor for 500. So in this season, yes, we thank God for tangible blessings. Yes, we thank God, but I'm asking for favor. If and every time Queen Esther went before the king, before she asked, she said, if I find favor in your sight, woo, that ought to be your decree when you go before God. God, if I find favor in your sight, then do this for me. God, but you can't have no raggedy track record and then go in here talking about some if I find favor. If you know your track record raggedy, when you go before him to pray and ask, don't even say if I find favor, just say God have mercy on me. Don't you quote that line there. You gotta have something to for him to look at, talking about if I find favor. So let me tell you again, if I find favor in your sight, God, this is what I'm declaring and decreeing on this day. And again, I've been talking about the power of I speak. I've started the daily affirmations and I post them here and there. You have got to stop being afraid to open up your mouth and to speak boldly and to affirm some things that you want to see. And when you see it, be mindful enough to go back and tell God thank you. Be mindful to testify and tell somebody, how did you get it? How did you do it? How did you get that house? And we all know your credit jacked up. How did you do it? It wasn't me. It was God's favor. See, you can't be stingy and keep it to yourself. You've got to show people how to operate in the favor of God. And when you have the ear of God, and when you have the heart of God, and when when he's inclined into your prayer, and we're operating under an open heaven, and we have an open portal, and he's listening, and we can tug at his heart, now is the time to ask for what you need. And everybody doesn't need something financial. Some people, they pockets is good, but they don't have peace in their mind. They don't have peace in their soul. They don't have joy in their spirit. They living at home and they miserable. I'm telling you. So be sure to open up your mouth. Open up your mouth and declare what you need and what you want to see in this season. It's simple as that. We try to make it difficult. We try to make it hard. And it's not. It's not complex. It's not brain surgery. It's not none of that. It's simply by giving him his word back. That's it. Giving him his word back. And favor. The favor of God. That's what we're calling forth in this season. Call forth favor. Let me see you just type in favor. Call forth favor over your life. Favor. The favor of God. I'm telling you, the favor of God. The month, I keep telling you, it comes with the favor. Hallelujah. And even the re-emerging, the rebuilding, the restructuring, the re-coming back up. up. It's all in the favor. So my declaration, my declaration is this. 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 over you today is that the favor of God overwhelm you, that the favor of God attack you. It's almost like a Super Bowl game, and they fighting for that ring. They fighting for that title. Baby, they out there tackling. They own it like white on rice. And that's how favor is going to attack you. Favor is going to stalk you. Favor is going to overwhelm you simply because you've called it to be so. The power of I speak is in the Bible. If I find favor, that's what Esther kept saying every time she went before the king. If I find favor. And then let me tell you about this part. It got so good to the point that she had so much favor that it got to a point toward the end of Esther where the king just went to her and said, now what do you want? What do you want, boo? What do you want, babe? She didn't even have to ask. He went to her and said, now what do you want? I did this for you. Now what do you want? And that's what God is doing in this season. Some of us have found so much favor in the sight of God. We found so much favor in the sight of God that we don't even have to go to him and ask. At this point in time now, he's coming asking you, what do you want for me to do for you today? How do you want this day to go? What do you want for me to do for you in this season? What do you want? That's what he's saying in this season. You ain't even got to ask. Sometimes it's to the point, like when the woman of the issue, he said, what will you have for me to do? Will thou be made whole? He know what you need before you even ask. But now he's saying, what do you want me to do for you? That's what happened. The king, Esther found so much favor in the sight of the king that at that point in time, he just said, babe, what do you want me to do? And it wasn't like, I keep trying to tell people, it wasn't like, like now where we have, husband and wives, they live together. You got to realize at that point in time, the king and the queen didn't even stay in the same house. And you couldn't go before the king unless you were summoned. And see, that was the thing. When she went before him to ask to, spare her people, she wasn't even supposed to go. But it got to the point where her Mordecai, who was her uncle father, said, you know what? Stop thinking about yourself. And she got something came up in her. And she remembered who she was. And she said, you know what? If I perish, let me perish. I'm going to go ahead and go forth. If I die, let me die. If I perish, let me perish. And she went before the king. And the first thing she said was, if I find favor in your sight. If I find favor in your sight. He did everything that she asked him to do. And then, like I said, it got to the point. He said, now what else do you want me to do? I did everything else she asked. What else do you want? I'm telling you, that's the season that we are in. We are in the season of an open heaven. Don't be afraid to open up your mouth. Don't be afraid to speak it. Don't be afraid to decree it. Don't be afraid to declare it. Don't be afraid to put it out in the atmosphere. Let your words shake the very foundation of the atmosphere. Let the declaration of your words prove to the enemy that you are not afraid and you are assured and you are confident in the blessings of God in this season. And therefore, we speak the favor of God over every person that sees this live now, that goes back and catches a replay. Don't forget to love and share. Get the word out that favor is about to overtake. Woo! It's about to overtake you to the point that you can't stand it. You about to be so blessed that you can't stand to be blessed. You're going to have to sit down and look at the blessings of God. You're going to have to sit down to see the blessings of God. You're going to have to sit down to see the I'm telling you, it's about to be in this season. Like I see Pastor Mike, Uncle Mike on here, and Mother Stevenson just celebrated her birthday, and they did a drive-through celebration. And we did a drive-through celebration for Mother Ward when it was her birthday time as well. And I'm telling you, what happens is you sit there and people drive by and they blow the horn and they stick gifts out the window and you just sit there like the king or the queen. You just sitting there getting all the good goods. I'm telling you, you about to have a drive-by celebration. God is sponsoring a drive-by celebration in your honor. And you ain't going to be able to stand to be blessed. They're going to have to pull up a seat. And every time you look up, it's going to be something new driving by, handing it out the window to you. Somebody honking the horn, celebrating you. Somebody handing a card out the window with some money in it. I'm telling you, the blessings are about to overwhelm you. You got to see it before you see it. So what I need you to do is to see yourself in that drive-by celebration that God is setting up for you in your honor. Just like I said when it was King Ahasuerus that was the king and was the husband of Queen Esther. I need you to see yourself sitting in there, and whatever it is that you need for God, whatever it is that you're petitioning him for, whether it's healing, whether it's deliverance, whether it's something financial, whether it's something that's tangible, whether it's something that's spiritual, I need you to see yourself and see just vehicles riding by, and with every vehicle that drive by, he's handing something out the window. That's how you got to see it. You got to see yourself being celebrated. You got to see yourself being uplifted. You got to see yourself being encouraged. You got to see yourself being poured into. You got to see yourself getting it. Why are we so afraid of the blessings of God? Why do we think that we've got to always be beneath when the word says we're above and not beneath? Why do we think we got to be at the bottom when the word says I'm the head and not the tail? I'm telling you, in this season, God is asking, just like Queen Esther, her husband, Ahasuerus, or however I'm probably butchering his name up, just like he got to the point when she kept going before him and she kept saying, do I find favor? It got to the point he said, babe, what do you want? But what do you want? Sweetheart, what do you want? Love, what do you want? And God is saying that for you in this season. What do you want? You ain't even got to ask me for it. Just what? You ain't got to come to me. I'm coming to you. What do you want? What is it that you need? It's on me. That's what God is saying. In this season, it's on me. So I need you to be encouraged. Don't be afraid of the plan B. Don't be afraid of the times that you ventured out and it didn't work. Don't be don't be upset about the times nobody supported. Don't be afraid of the times you had to grit and grind by yourself. Don't be afraid. Don't be embarrassed about the times. Don't be embarrassed about the times when you had it going on and then all of a sudden things fell apart and now you trying to, get yourself back together. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be shamed about all of that. God has something for you, and there is a blessing in the plan B. There's a blessing in the second time around. There's a blessing in your latter is going to be greater than your former. There's a blessing in this go round. It's a blessing, baby. I'm trying to tell you, hold fast to it. Believe in it. I'm telling you, we just giving God back his word, and don't be afraid of the plan B. That's all I got for you today, y'all. I done got hot. I done got happy. I feel God's presence. I feel his glory. And I am speaking favor over you. Misha, favor over you. Ken Jackson, favor over you and your business. JD Webb, favor over you. Adrian, favor over everybody that's attached. Don't forget to love and share. Everybody that's attached to the live, y'all. I just speak favor over you. Because I'm telling you, it's the favor that's going to be the breakthrough is in the favor. The good is in the favor. It ain't in the money in this season. Money can only get us so far, but favor can take us where money can't. Cause I'm saying, if it's a rich person that you trying to go before, they already rich. They don't need your little piggy bank, cause that's how we got it, compared to them. They don't need your little piggy bank. You need favor to go before those people. You need favor. It's favor. Favor in negotiation. Favor in going in and out before. Favor in presentation. Favor in all. It's the favor of God. So we decree the favor of God in this season. All right. It's your girl Bad B, who was a fake DJ. Cause I'm trying to pull up Ty Tribbett. My computer. What is my password, y'all? My computer done shut down on me. And then I didn't fill out my census. So the census lady, honey, she was knocking at the door earlier. I had y'all, it's just been a lot going on today, but it's all good. It's all good. So let me try to get back to YouTube so I can get out of here. I'm gonna play Work It Out. I just want you to be encouraged in where you are. Don't be dismayed. Don't be downtrodden. But if God did it before, trust that he's gonna do it again. So it's your girl Bad B, about to check out. I'm your purpose pusher, your fellow dream chaser. The absolute best goal friend. That's GOAL friend you'll find anywhere. Also in this season, it has been declared I'm a midwife. I help people to birth purpose. Now I need all my purpose pushers to push. If you're just logging on, go back, catch the replay. Don't forget to love and share, because it's a good word. God is blessing in this season. That's all it is. It's just like, you go in a restaurant and you didn't necessarily taste what was on the menu today, but if somebody asks you, are they good? You be like, oh yeah, that restaurant good. I done gave a solid word. I ain't on here talking no foolishness and they ain't talking no trash. I ain't said nothing but the word of God. All right, so I love you all. It's a beautiful sunny day outside. Go out and get some fresh air. If you go out, make sure you're safe. Make sure you're social distancing. School is about to start. Make sure you're covering your young people. You're covering your children with prayers. Device distribution is going on for the students. So if you're a parent and haven't picked up your device, I knew they had makeup day from 8 to 1 today. So just go ahead and make preparations for what's about to come. We're living in times that we've never seen before. Living in a day that we've never seen before, and we're doing things like we've never had to do before, but we're still going to do it with the spirit of excellence. All right. Okay. I love you all. Have an absolutely amazing Saturday and the rest of your weekend. And I will see you all Monday night for Monday Night Motivation. I got some real good in store for you all. Love you all. Don't forget to love and share the video, and I will catch you all later.